This is Kurtz, and welcome to Easy Access Math. We have a new topic for you, new to the seat here today, and that is finding the slope given a line on a graph. So you may see on a test a line on a graph, and you have to find the slope of that line. And you do it without using protractors and compasses. You do it mathematically. I'm going to show you how. You need to look for 2 points. And once you have 2 points on that line, the coordinates of those 2 points, you could find the slope using the slope formula right here. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and let's get that minus in there. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and I'll make those a little darker so you can see that. Now, what I'm going to do is identify my 2 points, and it doesn't matter which point you call 1 or 2. The easiest way, there's many points, an infinite number of points on that line, but the easiest way to determine a point given the line on the graph is to find the line a point that lies on one of the axes. So on the y-axis, the line intersects at 4. So I know that this point here is 0 because it doesn't have any left or right. So it's 0 on the x. Remember, whenever we have a point, x is always the first coordinate, y is always the second. So I first look for its left or right from the middle, which is 0. And this point is right on the y, so it's right on 0x. It's not going left to negative or right to positive. It goes 4 up, so that's positive 4 as its y coordinate. So it's 0x, 4y, 0, 4. This next point here that I see on the other axis, the x-axis, and I'll write that point here, is 3 over 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 on x. And I'll make that a little darker so you can see it. It's 3 on the x value. It's not going up or down, so its y value is 0. So the coordinates for that point is x is 3, y is 0. 3, 0. Now that I have my 2 points, I just plug it into the formula. The slope formula, y2 minus y1 over divided by x2 minus x1. Now, you may remember the formula for a line is y equals mx plus b. It's a beautiful formula, but it's not used for this problem in just finding the slope. We're using this formula, the slope formula. So it's y2. Remember, y's on top. Think backwards. Y's on top and 2 before 1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you're thinking a little reverse. Y first on top and the 2 before the 1s. And you're doing subtraction. As I said, it doesn't matter which point we do first and which point we do second. I'm going to choose that one as point 1 and this one as point 2. If you did it the other way, it would come out the same. So let's work it out. y2, the second y, in this case, is 0. And y1 is 4. So using the formula, I have 0 minus 4 over x2, which is 3, minus 0, and that gives me on top negative 4 over 3 minus 0 is 3. So there's my slope. It's a fraction, but don't be afraid. Negative 4 over 3. Because only one of the values has a negative, and it's like division, the fraction is negative. It's a negative slope. The answer would be the slope. The answer for the slope would be negative 4 over 3. You don't have to reduce that fraction. It's already in most reduced form, and you don't have to turn it into a mixed number. You could leave it as an improper fraction. 4 over 3, that's your slope. It means it goes down 4 for every 3 over. Now, by looking at this slope, you could do a check in your mind if you know what a negative slope looks like. A negative slope goes down starting on the left. So take your hand and put it on the leftmost of the slope and trace it. If you're going down, as I am, it's negative. And that's your answer. Now I want you to try this one. Look at the points. I'm going to show you the points here. It crosses at the axis, the y-axis at negative 5, and it's crossing the x-axis at 4. Remember, when it crosses the axis, the other variable, the other coordinate, is 0. Now, knowing that, you should be able to figure this one out, but looking at this line, this green line, you can see starting at the left, it's going up. So you're expecting a positive slope. The answer should be positive. So check that one out. Stop the video. Hit that pause button. I'll wait. And when you get your answer, you can start the video again, and let's see if our answers match. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. I hope you got what I get. Let's take a look. My 2 points here. I have this point, I'll call point 1, and it's 4 on the x because it's going over 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of highlighted the point, making a big dot. You probably wouldn't get that on a test, but you can see where it crosses the axis. The two axes, the x and the y, are usually darker on the graph paper, so you can see that. 4 and 0 on the y because it's not going up and down. This one goes down 5, so its y is negative 5, but it's not moving left or right, so its x is 0. And the points you will get, you will always have a 0 in the mix because you're getting points on the axes. So I'm going to call this point 2 and this point 1. And so here's my formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 5 minus y1, which is 0. And that's going to give me negative 5. x2 is 0 minus a negative, minus a 4 actually, a positive 4. 0 minus, then that's positive 4, gives me negative 4. Because I have 0, I take away 4. And I get negative 4 as a result. It's not a double negative situation because my 4 itself was positive. So you always want to be careful with your signs. Check out our video on sign numbers. You always want to watch your signs and avoid sign mistakes. Okay, now look what I have here. I have negative 5 over negative 4 as my slope. You never leave it with two negatives. Two negatives in division cancel out and become positive. So my slope is very simply 5 over 4. Because two negatives on a fraction, it's considered like division, become positive. That's a slope of 5 over 4. Now, you don't have to convert that to a mixed number. You just leave it as such. It's a positive slope, and you can see it's going up. And that's how you find slope, given a line on a graph. You first have to find the coordinates, the points, on the axes, and then work this formula, very important, y2 minus y1 over x2 over x1. Thank you for joining us today at Easy Access Math. Check out our other videos.